Welcome to the deep dive. If you're in trucking, you know the drill. It's hard work, right? Diesel grid, long hours. That's the foundation. But what's really shifting now and what we're digging into today is that the risks, they're just fundamentally different. It's not just about a flat tire anymore.
No, it's way beyond that.
Yeah, we're talking digital threats, serious regulatory heat, and this kind of underlying economic instability. It's a whole new ballgame. So our mission today, we want to unpack these new complex pain points. We'll look at everything from sophisticated cyber thieves targeting your cargo.
Which is genuinely scary stuff.
Right, to political shifts that could actually threaten your job security. And then importantly, we want to talk about a strategy, a way to maybe find some real financial freedom in all this.
And that's a crucial point. For years, I mean, since about 2008, a lot of the focus, like with lifeasatrucker.com, was really about getting drivers into the industry, giving you the right info to start.
Getting people started on the right foot.
Exactly. But the whole landscape, it's just so volatile now. The commitment really has had to shift. Given all the instability we're seeing, the new focus has to be on helping you get out.
Yeah.
But, on your own terms, when you decide.
Okay. So finding a way to control your exit, not just survive the day-to-day.
Precisely.
Yeah.
We're looking for that shield, that protection against all this industry chaos that can just end a career overnight.
Got it. Okay, let's dive into that shift. Where's the most immediate pain? Probably regulations, right?
Often, yeah. That's where it hits the license directly.
We saw this perfect example, this headline. We're calling it the box truck blunder. You heard about this. A box truck driver, and the company got slapped with like $5,600 in fines.
Wow. $5,600. That's not just a warning. That hurts.
Seriously. And get this, it was apparently a buffet of 18 violations.
18. Good grief.
Yeah. Stuff like faulty brakes, bald tires, gear not secured properly, plus the usual suspects, logbooks missing or out of date, things the DOT, well, they love catching that stuff right.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's easy pickings for them. And this is a perfect snapshot of what we call the trucker's dilemma.
Explain that a bit more, the dilemma part.
Well, the fines land on the driver or the company and driver, but often the root cause.
Yeah.
It starts higher up. The company, dispatcher, fleet manager, they're under pressure too. Keep the freight moving. So they might know the equipment isn't 100%, maybe it's borderline illegal, but they push, get it delivered.
And the driver. They're the one behind the wheel.
Exactly. The driver gets pulled over. The driver is literally holding the bag, risking their CDL, their whole way of making a living, maybe over a decision they were pressured into.
That really highlights a key vulnerability, doesn't it? Yeah. You absolutely need that next paycheck just to cover bills. You're constantly pushed, maybe ignore a safety check here, bend a rule there, just to keep rolling and keep the boss happy.
That's the core of it. If you don't have any other income, any cushion, you just don't have the leverage.
Right.
When dispatch calls with a load that feels kind of sketchy, or the shop says, yeah, the brakes are okay-ish, but we need the truck now, you can't easily say, nah, not driving that.
You feel trapped.
Completely. That lack of financial breathing room is what makes you vulnerable to these pressures, whether it's regulatory or operational.
Okay, so that's the sort of traditional pressure cooker, paperwork, equipment. Now let's shift gears to the really new stuff. Organized cybercrime. This isn't just some random theft anymore.
No, not at all. The sources are clear. This is full-blown cyber heists mixed with highly organized criminal networks. It's sophisticated.
And the scale is just wild. Reports cited by groups like OEDIA say freight fraud, this kind of digital theft, is up over 600% in just 5 months.
600%. It's staggering. And think about who they're hitting hardest.
Let me guess. The smaller guys.
Bingo. Small carriers, owner-operators. Why? Because they usually don't have the big IT security teams, the complex defenses that the mega carriers do. They're seen as, well, easier targets in the digital world.
And the scams themselves sound like something out of a movie, like digital bandits pretending to be legit carriers.
Yeah, they're using spoof DOT numbers, faking paperwork, stealing identities, all to set up these completely fake pickups.
So they steal the load before it even leaves the warehouse, digitally speaking.
Pretty much. They hijack the information first. But then there's this other angle that's maybe even scarier.
What's that?
The infiltration through remote monitoring and management software, RMMs.
Right. Lots of companies use that for IT support, don't they? To fix computer issues remotely.
Exactly. It's a legitimate, often essential tool. Let's IT manage a truck's computer from miles away. Keeps things running.
But in the wrong hands.
Oh, yeah. If a hacker gets into that RMM system, they don't just see files, they basically get the admin keys to the kingdom, the company's whole logistics operation.
Wow. So they could do what? Change delivery addresses?
Change addresses, spoof dispatch instructions, reroute trucks, all using what looks like legitimate company communications. They steal the data, then their partners in crime handle the actual physical theft. No need to break a lock.
That's chilling. And you mentioned something interesting. What they're stealing, it's not always the expensive electronics you'd expect.
Right. That's what's surprising in the data.
Mm.
Increasingly, they're hitting loads of food and beverages.
Food! Like frozen chicken or soda. Why bother with that?
Think about it. Food is perishable, so it has to be sold off fast. Buyers on the black market don't ask too many questions.
Ah, quick turnaround.
And critically, unlike a TV or a laptop, a case of soda or a tallet of meat doesn't have a serial number. It's almost impossible to trace once it's stolen.
Untraceable and always in demand.
Exactly. It shows how sophisticated this is. You've got cyber crews doing the digital break-in and organized crime handling the quick, untraceable distribution.
High-level stuff. Okay, so we've got crippling fines, super smart digital thieves. What about the bigger picture? The systemic things looming over the industry. Politics, for instance.
Yeah, that's another layer of instability. There are forecasts based on potential policy shifts. Things like aggressive immigration enforcement, tighter CDL checks, stricter English proficiency rules that suggest, maybe hundreds of thousands of drivers could potentially exit the industry. One source mentioned up to 614,000.
Whoa! Over 500,000, whether that specific number happens or not.
Exactly. The threat alone creates uncertainty.
Yeah.
If companies suddenly face a massive labor shortage, what happens?
They'll scramble, push the remaining drivers harder, maybe cut corners on safety or maintenance.
Precisely. That political friction, real or anticipated, just creates this climate where safety standards can get compromised just to keep freight moving. It adds pressure across the board.
And then the elephant in the room. Automation. Autonomous trucks. We hear about it constantly. Why isn't it everywhere already?
It's a great question. The tech is getting really good, especially for highway driving. But the biggest roadblock right now, it's actually kind of boringly bureaucratic.
Oh, not the tech itself.
Not primarily. It's all these obscure state laws, many written way back in the 80s, that literally require a human being to be physically present in the driver's seat.
Huh. Laws from before anyone, or these big political or automation shifts shaking up the whole industry. The common theme seems to be the driver's income, their livelihood, is under constant attack from all sides.
That's exactly it. And if you look at all these threats, the fines, the 600% fraud jump, the automation uncertainty, what makes them truly devastating.
Think you can't afford to weather the storm?
Bingo. They're devastating if you're financially trapped. If your only source of income is that seat in the cab, if you have no cushion, no backup plan.
Okay, I see the connection. But let's be practical. Drivers are already pushed to the max. Tired, stressed, dealing with delays. Now you're saying, hey, learn AI and build a side business in your downtime. That sounds almost impossible, like adding more stress.
That's a totally fair challenge. And look, the old way to deal with money pressure was just drive more hours.
Yeah, run harder.
But that just increases the risk. More fatigue, more chance of violations, more exposure. So if the threats are getting more high-tech, maybe the solution needs to be high-tech too.
Okay.
That's where this commitment comes in. Remember we talked about the shift from lifeasatrucker.com, which was about getting in.
Right, helping people start.
Now, the focus has to be on helping you build that shield we mentioned. And the core idea is training truckers, as many as possible, on how to use AI tools to create extra income streams.
AI for truckers. How does that actually work? What can you realistically do on your phone during a 10-hour break or sitting at a receiver unpaid?
Yeah, see, that downtime is key. Truckers are disciplined, organized. You have these blocks of time. We're not talking about becoming like a Silicon Valley coder overnight.
Okay, so what are we talking about?
We're talking about using AI tools for specific manageable tasks. Things like generating niche content quickly, maybe doing some basic data analysis for small businesses online, creating simple digital assets. Stuff you can manage from a phone or tablet during those breaks.
Things that don't require a huge setup or constant attention.
Exactly. The goal isn't to replace your trucking income tomorrow. It's to build that financial shield, an extra stream of income, ideally one that becomes recurring month after month.
Recurring. Okay, that's important. Not just gig work.
Right. This isn't about trading driving stress for online stress.
Mhm.
It's about building something stable in the background. Money that helps you maybe retire when you want, not when the industry forces you out. Money that protects you if, God forbid, your company goes under or automation really does start taking over certain lanes.
So it's about leverage. Having that extra income gives you the power to push back.
That's the key. It gives you the power to say no. No to that unsafe load. No to rolling with iffy equipment. No to impossible schedules. It lets you dictate your career based on your safety and your financial health, not out of desperation. It's about future-proofing your life.
Okay, we've covered a ton today. From that box truck blunder and the regulatory vice to cyber criminals using RMM software and the big shadows of politics and automation. It definitely feels like drivers need to level up, both in terms of, staying safe and secure on the road, the kind of stuff lifeisatrucker.com is always focused on, but now also leveling up your financial strategy, building that shield.
That's the crucial takeaway, I think. Don't let fear or pressure from the industry dictate how long you drive or what risks you take. The single best protection you can build for yourself against the fines, the fraud, the future changes its financial independence.
Having options.
Having options, that's the only real security in today's environment.
That really makes you think, here's something for you, the listener, to mull over. If having that side income actually gave you the power to walk away from a sketchy load or tell dispatch, no, fix this truck first, what changes would you start making today to build that kind of freedom? And if you're serious about building that financial shield using these modern tools we talked about, we want to point you in the right direction. Check out our sister site for this strategy, offdutymoney.com.
That's offdutymoney.com.
Yeah, it's got tools and specific strategies built for truckers on how you can actually start creating that recurring online income using AI right there during your downtime. It's worth exploring.